The state of California has just announced that it'll be slashing rooftop solar incentives, completely changing what it would look like to go solar in the state. So what does this mean for the leading solar state in America? And how might it affect you if you live in California? And also, how might it affect you if you live out of the state of California? First of all, let's go over exactly what this bill is about and what it will mean now that it has passed. Regulators voted on Thursday and passed a proposal that would cut the compensation that homeowners get for systems' excess electricity by about 75%. The proposal passed is called N.E.M 3.0, N.E.M 3.0. The existing program, N.E.M 2.0, pays customers the full retail electricity price for the excess power that they push back to the grid after they've paid a small connection charge. Now, to fully comprehend what this means, you have to understand what net metering is. When you have a solar system on your roof, which has been designed to offset 100% of your home's energy usage, during the peak sunlight hours of the day, your system will likely be sending excess power, which the panels are producing, back onto the grid. Reason being, excess power will have nowhere else to go but back onto the grid, where the utility company can actually capture that power and then sell it to other homes that are connected onto the grid. In return for them selling the power that you've produced and pushed back onto the grid, they compensate you with credits. Those credits then go on your bill, which you'll be able to use to pay for the power which you might consume at night when your panels are not producing. This is how solar PV systems are able to offset the entirety of your electric bill despite the panels not producing at night. If your utility company was charging you 25 cents a kilowatt hour for the power that you were consuming, they would also credit you 25 cents a kilowatt hour for the power that you were pushing back onto the grid under the previous agreement. Therefore, California became the biggest producer of rooftop solar power thanks to the incentive program that the state adopted more than 2 decades ago, which ultimately ushered rooftop solar into the mainstream. But California's private and investor-owned utility companies say that the incentive program has led to higher electricity prices for those who can't use or afford solar panels, which they argue isn't fully rectified in the state's new plan. Utilities, along with some consumer groups, say that customers with rooftop solar systems are able to reduce their bills to the point where they don't pay the fair share of costs for maintaining the grid, which then fall on the non-solar customers, driving up their collective utility bills. The debate over solar subsidies come as California officials have become concerned about the soaring electric bills, as California homeowners have seen rates increase by about 25% since 2017. Therefore, the California Public Utility Commission proposed a new version of the net energy metering policy, N.E.M 3.0, that would cut the compensation that homeowners get for their system's excess electricity by about 75%. Meaning, when a homeowner's solar system pushes back power to the grid during the peak sunlight hours of the day, they would only be compensated for a fraction of what they previously would have been. Additionally, homeowners would still be required to pay the base service charges of anywhere from $20 to $30 a month simply to be connected to the grid. So how might this change the solar industry in California as well as other states? And how might it change how solar designers approach designing systems for California homeowners? Well, the first way is going to be with backup battery options. You see, when you have a backup battery installed in your home, you'll be able to operate your solar system in a much different way than most. And in fact, a lot of places outside of California already operate with the discounted net metering rates, meaning that homeowners already use this method to avoid sending power to the grid. The way this would work is by having a backup battery solution. You could produce power throughout the day with your panels that would power your home and fill up your battery. Then, in the late afternoon, as your system begins to stop producing power, you would simply pull the electricity from the battery to power your home. And with newer chemistry batteries becoming the mainstream in today's market, the battery will not degrade as it cycles up and down throughout the day. The other option would be to simply size your system smaller than you normally would. By having your solar designer design a system that will offset anywhere from 55 to 65% of your home's energy usage, you would put yourself in a situation where your home is not pushing excess power to the grid during the day, and you would be able to have solar still producing the majority of your home's electrical usage. Now, to give you guys some good news, California homeowners will have until April 14th to lock in a contract with N.E.M 2.0, essentially grandfathering them into the previous program, meaning that they won't be affected by this bill. All that they'll need to have by that date is a signed contract and a completed net metering application completely submitted. Additionally, solar systems that have been installed previous to this date will not be affected by the passing of this bill and will still be grandfathered in at N.E.M 2.0. What is nice is it'll actually be the solar system as a whole which is grandfathered in at the N.E.M 2.0, meaning that if you happen to move or if somebody happens to move into your house, that system will still be granted the previous benefits. Now, if you choose to upgrade your system and potentially add panels, unfortunately, you will lose your N.E.M 2.0 status or any previous status. And additionally, adding backup batteries later on will not affect your N.E.M 2.0 or N.E.M 1.0 status. Now, how might this affect you if you live in another state? Well, at this time, it hasn't. If utility providers in other states choose to follow California, then in the future we may begin to see changes in other states. I will mention that this process can take a long time for the utility companies to pass these bills, and the good news is that net metering agreements will grandfather you in at the agreement which you've signed, which keeps you protected from future changes. If you guys remember back in spring of 2022, the state of Florida actually vetoed a bill similar to the one that just passed in California, so heck, maybe it's just California. Now, if you do live in the state of California and you're looking to get grandfathered in at N.E.M 2.0, feel free to reach out by booking a call with the link below this video, and we should be able to provide you with a quote. Here at Solar Pros, we work with a variety of vetted installers across the country, so if you're looking for a solar design for your home as well as some pricing, feel free to reach out to us. My name is Jack, and also make sure to check out other videos on our channel where we talk about all things solar. We come out with videos weekly and provide up-to-date quality information like the video that you saw today. My name is Jack, and I'll see you guys next time.